Hey everyone, can you hear me? Hello, hello, testing, testes. Everyone good? Hey Ryan, Jess, hello, hello. Seriously though, can y'all hear me okay? It's been a while since I've been on StreamYard, and uh, a lot has changed apparently on StreamYard. Okay, good. So it's like this is different than I remember. What? Okay, good. Hey, how y'all doing? We're gonna riff a little bit. Just hang out, chat. We'll wait for people to get in here. Because if people come in like 5 minutes after I started, then they'll be very confused. So I wanted to get a new app. Who this, right? Yeah. So I want to give plenty of time for people to trickle in before we get started. Because I got shit to say. You guys. And I want to make sure as many people as possible hear it. Sure, you all understand. So yeah, it's been a while, huh? How y'all been? I kind of went incognito for a while. Uh, discuss life updates and then move on. Yeah, yes. I got a job not too long ago. It's one of the reasons I haven't been around very much. It's not the primary reason. Let's be real. But I got a job. I very much like it. Um, other than that, I've just been like, I don't know. I kind of lost interest in being on social media entirely as a whole. Like, I've just been playing, like, when I'm not working and taking care of the kids in the house, I've been playing video games. Like, I don't want to be online. I don't want to read all this shit because so much fucking terrible shit's happening in the world, and there's nothing we could do. So it's just like I had to just like block it out for a while. But boy howdy, did current events bring me back. Daddy's home. Yeah. Nitty, what's up, Nitty? Shannon, haven't seen you in a while. Haven't talked to you in a while. Who else we got? Caitlin, hello, hello. It's another weird thing about what's going on. I've had Caitlin and John blocked on every platform for years, and because of all this, now we're friends again ish. Crazy times. I've reached out to people that I've never talked to before that I didn't really like, but I reached out to him and be like, look, I don't really like you, but I care about you. Are you okay? I wanted to make sure you're okay. And that's the great thing about this community. Dr. Kip, there you are. I knew you'd be in here somewhere. It's not worth it. No. So yeah, in a weird way, even the shit that's happening right now is batshit crazy, and we're all hurting because of it. It's brought a lot of us together. I don't necessarily like it. Let's be clear. There's certain people that I'm talking to right now that I don't fucking want to talk to. But now is the time where we put differences aside and say, are you okay? It's not fair what you're going through. And I support you. So, oh yeah, that's right. I can put fucking. What do I do? Oh my god, they changed. StreamYard changed everything. How do I put y'all's chats up? There it is. There we go. I'm also out of practice, so there's that. Yeah. The situation has definitely challenged me and made me like rethink some things. We're all in the same camp, but there's certain like nuances within our camp, and this whole thing has made me think harder about those nuances. And Riley, I don't need coffee. I have beer. Remember, I said we're going to make it weird. Beer is going to be required for that effort. Brian! Those who don't know Brian, he was the former Pennsylvania state director for American Atheists. I didn't mean to put that out there for you, Brian. I didn't know you're comfortable with that or not. But yeah, he's someone that I talked to about the ongoings here in our state. Neil, man, I'm really enjoying getting to talk to you guys I haven't seen in a while. Okay, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that, man. All right, Vishanti and the hizzy. Let's go maybe a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. I really want to make sure everyone gets here. Oops. Oh my God. I'm clicking on the wrong ones. There it is. Dustin! Dustin's here, dear.
I know. I already talked.
Oh, yeah, he didn't. Yeah. Me. She always knows things before I do. Ugh. Marriage, right? Titan! Who else we got? Who else is in here? Oops. I'm fucking pissed too, Shannon. And we're going to talk about that very shortly. All right. I guess we should get started. I'm going to be real with you guys. This stream is going to be a little bit different than some of the other streams we've seen on the topic. I knew what I started working on a script for this, and I found myself like obsessing over the script, like making little tiny changes here and there. And I got to a point where I was like, what are you doing? You know exactly what you want to say. Say it. And I deleted the script. I spent fucking hours on it. And I just got rid of it. Because I want this to be from the heart. Because I'm fucking pissed. Disclaimer, real quick. I don't exactly know where all this is going to go. I have some screenshots and DMs that I will probably share some of. I know not everybody is comfortable with that, but here's the thing. These are all my DMs. I'm not doxing anybody. And the second thing is, fuck them. Because they keep claiming that they have all this damning information on us, right? And you would be sickened if you saw it, right? But they won't show you. They won't post it out of principle because they're just good people. you guys. That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. This is the group of people that would post anything. They would not hesitate if they had it. So call them out on the bullshit. I've done that today. What is it I want to show you? Okay. Give me a second. I want to share screen, and I gotta try to remember in my head brain how to do that. Is that where it is? No, it's not there. Yes, there it is. So today, Neil said, is that what you told a mutual friend that you were, quote, pushed into a stand or pushed into taking a stand? Sounds like you were really standing up for what you believe in and totally performative. Wink, wink. So I told Neil, as you'll see above, yeah, that didn't happen. You have my express permission to share anything publicly to support that claim. Fucking do it. Do it. I've never said anything like that to anybody ever. If you have evidence that will prove me wrong, do it. Mel. Oh, and Nat.
And Kristen.
Kristen? Kristen! The gang's all here. Another thing I want to show. Neil DM'd me that he's gonna make a video that's gonna like show what a hypocrite I am or something. And this is what he posted this in my DMs, and then he posted it multiple times. Right? He said, so this is Jay from Pocket Locker, and he said Jay made a stream calling this woman garbage and trash and rated her a 6. You were on his stream the other night. Do you support this kind of rhetoric? And if you notice, he cropped out the timestamp, which for those who don't know, it always means this video is old. So my wife looked it up.
2 years.
It's 2 years and 1 month old. How much digging did you have to do looking for some dirt on me that you could use to end up with a 2-year video or a 2-year-old video of him saying, yeah, this woman's a 6 that I was on a stream with for like 20 minutes? That's how desperate they are. But they have all these DMs that damning information on us. And they just won't show them. But this is what they're going to go with. They don't have fucking shit. So call them out on that bullshit. Tell me what you have. I am not fucking scared. Anyway. What else do I want to say? So give me a second to figure out where I want to start with all this. Okay. Right, Shannon? All right. This is just my perspective on everything. And it's the right and 100% accurate perspective, by the way. Nobody's allowed to disagree with me. All right. Let me tell y'all a story. No, that's not where I want to start it. Okay, yeah. Sorry, again, I'm doing this because I'm fucking pissed. I'm pissed about what's happening right now. I'm pissed because this community that I love so much is under attack. It's a very calculated, very coordinated attack. That they tried to get me to be a part of. Another thing that I'm angry about is it took me way too long to notice that was happening. These attempts to get you into these like movements, these grifts are very, very subtle. And I pride myself on being able to notice that very early on. In this instance, I didn't notice it for much longer than normal. To be clear, this would never have worked. There was never a possibility this was going to work. And it's insane to me that they even fucking tried. But that's kind of the point of this, is it doesn't matter who you are. Maybe that is the point. Maybe they were like, if we can get him, then we can get anybody. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying, I'm mad at myself for not recognizing it sooner. So anybody can be a target of this. But yeah. So with that in mind, let's start with the story. Hey, Pat. I always avoid doing demolition disposal if there's only tool I have as a sledgehammer. Neil should take that advice. Anyway. Get rid of it. No, you're fine. Okay. A while ago, when I first started getting big on TikTok, and I started getting invited on shows and things like that, I had someone who was very prominent in the atheist community contact me. And some of you may remember this story. I'm not going to mention names. We're all good now. If you remember the story, please don't mention the comments. It's not about them. I'm working my way up to a point. So I was contacted by somebody who's very large, prominent in the atheist community, still is, and they we struck up a conversation or a relationship, friendship, talked on the phone, yada yada. They invited me onto their show. I had them on my show. At the time, there was a scholar that I was very focused on. Someone that I very much admired, not anymore, for those of you who know. And this guy asked me if I wanted to moderate a debate between this scholar and some other fuck off, who knows. And I was like, yeah, sure. I get to meet this scholar. I've never moderated a debate before, but I've seen a million of them. It's not that hard. Doesn't look like. So cool. So the debate happened. Nothing crazy. And backstage, I actually got to talk to this scholar. And the scholar was like, "Hey, man, it's really good to meet you." I was like, "No, it's really great to meet you." He was like, "I really like your videos." I was like, "Oh, yeah?" He was like, "Dude, you're really well informed. Like, you really know your stuff." I was like, "Oh, wow, that's really good to hear from an actual scholar, because I'm just an idiot, on the internet with a bachelor's degree in fuck offery, So it's good to hear." He was like, "Yeah, you explain it really well. I really enjoy it." It's like, awesome. And then afterwards, this new friend of mine was, texting me. He was like, "Dude, that is really high praise coming from him." I was like, "Wow, yeah." So in the midst of all that, something felt off. And something made me feel just a little bit uncomfortable. I wasn't sure what that was. At first, I thought it was like imposter syndrome. I was like, no, I know what that feels like. This is different, right? And I was like, I was being flattered. It was a little over the top. I was being flattered, and I'm sensitive to that because if those who are familiar with my deconstruction story, there was a period in my life when I was in the church where I had elders and people that I looked up spiritually come up to me individually at different times and tell me, you know the Bible really well. You should teach it. And in fact, they were like, I was in a Pentecost, even charismatic Pentecostal. So they were like, God has called you to the ministry. I was like, huh, oh my God. Yes, I accept this calling. So I took out high interest loans. I went to Bible college for 2 years. Could not afford to keep going. So I joined the Army because I knew I would get the GI Bill and I could continue my education. I had to start from the very beginning, but it would be free. After I deconstructed, I thought hard about that and I realized at that moment I was flattered. I fell victim to that flattery. I was young and stupid. I was desperate for that kind of affirmation. So when I started getting all this praise from these guys in the atheist community, I felt it. So now, fast forward to, let's forget the timeline for a second. No, yeah, Derek and I have been friends for about, Derek and Neil and I have been friends for about 5-ish years. Neil and I hadn't really talked on the phone very much. He's been on my channel. I've been on his. I think, yeah. But Derek and I, like, he would call, like, he would call me, like, when the first time the Robert Price thing happened, like, we would talk like every now and then about it, and he was really like upset about everything that was going on. He tried really hard. It was like, dude, I don't. He talked to me like we're bros, right? And in that moment, I think, I know people may disagree with me, and I may be wrong. I'm totally open to being wrong, but I think Derek was very genuine in that moment, or in those moments. He tried really hard to make this work, to bridge this relationship with Price. And of course, ultimately, it didn't happen. Anyway, fast forward to maybe 4 months ago. Now, I haven't talked to Neil in like 2-ish years. I haven't really talked to Derek in like 1 year. And talk to, I mean like on the phone. I don't mean like DMs. I mean like on the phone. Fast forward to about 4-ish months ago. Jacob Berman starts messaging me. Jacob Berman is one person in our creator community that I had never interacted with for some reason. We all make like similar content. We interview a lot of the same scholars, but he's someone that, holy shit, Ryan. Rabbi Shauna. Sorry, I didn't see you in there. Where'd you go? There you are. Yeah, me too. Sorry, I just want to say hi to you guys when you come in, because I haven't seen you in a while. Fuck, where was I? So yeah, Jacob starts talking to me, and then we start talking on the phone. every few days we would talk. He would call me. I don't think I don't ever called him. He would call me. He'd be like, hey, can we talk? Yeah. And we'd always talk about really niche biblical stuff, like what fragment of the Gospel of Thomas might have predated the Gospel of Mark, shit like that. Never anything political. Well, then, trying to get my timeline straight. Exactly. Well, then Neil and Derek made the announcement that they were going to have Price on, and Jacob was like, I want to have him on too. What do you think? And I was like, again, we've built a relationship for a few months at this point. I was like, Jacob, it's a bad idea, man. I wouldn't do it. Exactly what I said to him was, I don't want to see what's going to happen to Neil and Derek happen to you. I didn't say, how dare you not be an ally to the LGBTQI plus community? How dare you platform a racist? I didn't say anything like that. I said, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. So I'm not good with this. He's like, okay. So he ends up, he tells me that he's going to have Price, he said he's going to have Price on. And that's when I said it's a bad idea. And then he said he canceled with Price. I have DMs of this, just trying to go off of memory. And then I think it was after Neil's interview with him, he said, I'm going to cancel my interview with Price. And I was like, awesome. Good move. And then a little bit later, he said, I'm having Price back on. Wait, hold on. No, okay. Sorry. This is why I try to make a script so to avoid shit like this. So when Jacob wanted to have Price on, he said, and I discouraged him from doing that. He said, I have he said he was going to have him on, and then he canceled. And I was like, why did you cancel? And he said, because I had conditions that he refused to meet. He said, he had to come on to my channel and discuss everything that happened first before we started getting into the Bible stuff. And he refused to do that. So I canceled. It's like, cool, good move. And then he told me that he's going to have Price on again. It's just like a day later or something. And I was like, why? He's like, Price agreed to my terms. We're gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna hold his feet to the fire. I'm gonna make him address everything that happened. I was like, dude, I still don't think this is a good idea. He was like, yeah, but I think I can make this work. Like, all right. I told him, I told him, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your channel. I don't have any control over you, but this is a bad idea. So, but good luck, I guess. So he has Price on his channel, and he doesn't even, apparently, they never even brought up all the shit that happened. Like Jacob told me, he was going to hold his feet to the fire about everything first. And apparently that never happened. I was at work when that interview came up. I worked 12-hour shifts. That interview was in the morning. So when I got off work at like 9 p.m., I talked to somebody and they were like, did you see Jacob's interview? He didn't even do the thing. And I was like, no, what? Oh my God. Okay. So again, just trying to get my timeline straight. So if you notice, out of nowhere, Jacob contacts me. He builds a relationship We talk on the phone. He starts inviting me onto his channel. He has me do debates on his channel. Do you start seeing the pattern that I experienced the previous time? Because I didn't. Then when Derek made his hostage negotiation video that was scripted by Twitter GPT, I probably felt similar feelings that you all felt when you saw it. So I started going after Derek on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And I was just like, I wish you had wore eyeshadow so we could see the tears better. Like what the that was the whiniest, bitchiest little girl shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. So Derek starts messaging me. He hasn't talked to me in a year-ish. Suddenly, he's like, dude, what is your fucking problem?
First of all, Ricky, you've always been a pretty chill dude. Okay, always been very chill, always been good guy. I think, and you're trying to fight for the right things. And honestly, with my experience and my background, I just spoke my truth, and that means nothing as far as how I treat people or how I really want to treat every person in the world. I have some ideas that a lot of my friends who are in the atheist community are like, "Hey, man." You know, some people say these are talking points at the right here and all this and that about trans stuff. And I'm like, probably is, because I come out of a normal, sex and gender kind of identity makes the most sense of reality, even though there are abnormities, if you will, and stuff. So I come from that background, though I treat everyone. That's why the whole atheist community could have me around. I'm not antagonistic, even with my own beliefs, and I don't share them when I know a whole community doesn't agree with them pertaining to these ideas. If I did, oh my God, they'd have to like fix me or be, over the top. So here's the thing. Me and Jacob Berman are friends. Like, we're close. Jacob opens up to me. He told me the conversations you guys had. And he was like, look, even he thinks they've gone too far. My entire video is me freeing myself from their grips of what control they have, or they think they have, over me and what I'm going to do, and also over Neil. That's why we expressed, you will not tell me who I can interview. You will not tell me who I can. That's the problem with the purity cult that I'm ultimately trying to tackle. Now, Chrissy got the most of it because honestly, I've watched Chrissy for.
All right. Y'all get the picture. I want to keep Chrissy out of this because of the heat she's getting right now. So I wanted to stop that earlier. But y'all get the picture. Now, Jacob records every phone conversation he has. He's told me this. And I don't remember exactly word for word what we said on the phone. So if he has receipts, feel free. But I don't think I ever told him I was okay with this. I was straightforward with him from the beginning. If anything, I was like, after he told me that he's going to hold his feet to the fire and make him address everything, maybe I was like, okay, cool, do that. But I never told him I was okay with what he did because he never actually followed through with that. So like, Derek, if Jacob told you that I said I was okay with that, that was a fucking lie. Or maybe he heard what he wanted me to say and you heard what you wanted to hear him say that I said. I don't fucking know. Derek, you should have fucking called me, but you never did. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason you sent Jacob to talk to me and you didn't. You never came and talked to me. Neil never came and talked to me because you knew exactly what I would have fucking said to you if you did. So you sent Jacob, the guy that I've never talked to previously. feel like I'm missing something. The picture I'm trying to paint here is this shit is very, if everyone, if you're, especially if you're a straight white guy, you need to fucking listen to me right now. I'm saying this in love. This shit, this grift is very, very calculated, very, very well planned, long ahead of time. It's scripted, it's rehearsed. They know what they're doing. They try to find your weaknesses. They try to exploit them. They try to get you, and little by little, so subtle that you will not notice it. And I've talked to several people, several other straight white guys who have told me very similar stories. They tried to get as many of us on their side as they could. And it didn't work. And when it didn't work, they lost their fucking mind. Those are the messages, the rest of the messages I got from Derek. He's so upset. And Neil, holy shit. I might have to show you all some of the shit Neil said to me. They thought that I would be okay with this. No idea why you would think that. I never gave any indication that I would. Have you been fucking paying attention to any of the things I've been doing or saying? So, again, lost my train of thought. Trying to figure out where I want to go from here, guys. I'm so fucking mad at this.
Guess you should have kept your script.
Maybe. Maybe. And that's why this upsets me, is because they try to get me in on this grift and I didn't recognize it until it was not too late, but I should have recognized it much sooner. You know? And that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. They'll figure out how to get by, how to work the angles to like ease you into this grift. And before you'll know it, you'll start bitching about trans people. Because that's what we're seeing now. Right? I've never seen Derek bitch about trans people. I've never seen Neil bitch about trans people. I haven't seen anything from Jacob lately. But all of a sudden, they're spewing all the same right-wing talking points that we're all familiar with out of nowhere, all at the same time. And then, fuck. Where'd I put that? Where did I put that? All right, it's gone. Okay. What? Y'all are going to have to let me be human right now. Who is calling me?
Yes.
Jess, I'm live right now. What are you doing?
She's trying to tell you that you need to play the clip from the line where Matt cussed out Neil.
I don't have that clip. Jess, I'm not answering your call right now, dear. Maybe in a little bit I will open up the stream to bring people on. I don't have that clip, but since you brought it up, you know what? Let's fucking talk about it. Neil has been going fucking ballistic on Twitter and Facebook, but mostly Twitter. So he starts just look at shit. You can read it. You don't have to read it. There's the video. He posted it twice to me. And I said, dude, it's after 1, go to bed. Kept going. Nothing to say? Oh, you're calling women bitches? Nope, never did. Keeps going, keeps going. And he was like, why did it take you so long to respond? I just said, I'm a really slow typer. Seriously, go to bed. Keeps going. Keeps going. Keeps going. Keeps going. Oh, it. Is it gone? He sent me more than that. That didn't. That's weird. He was messaging me today. Anyway. So he's just going off and off and off and off and off, saying all this crazy shit. And all of this, by the way, is public on Twitter. Like, he posted all this publicly. And he's getting into it with Matt Dillahunty. And yeah, Matt told him, if you have problems, call us on the line tonight. And he did. And I didn't get to see all of it. I was doing other things. And I think Dr. Ben messaged me first and was like, dude, Neil's calling you out by name on the line. I was like, no way. So went on there, and sure enough, Matt's just like tearing him to shreds, and it was beautiful, so good. But that aside, one of the things I said, one of the responses that Matt made to Neil on Facebook, I responded to Matt, and I was like, would you believe that he used to make well-informed, educated content, and now he's just shit posting because it makes him more money? Like, that's the result of the fucking right-wing grift. You don't gotta do any of that anymore. Just bitch about trans people. You're fine. And that's where we are. I watched the what was it, the Leaving the Atheist Cult Plus video from Steve McRae. I forget the name of the channel, but I watched that today, and it was, stop me if you've heard this one, bitching about trans people. But that's what you want to do? That if you go to any right-wing atheist stream, any right-wing stream in general, but if you go into any right-wing atheist stream, it's the same fucking thing every goddamn time. Bitching about trans people. Constantly. Whiny fucking bitches. And then they'll talk about philosophy like a little bit, and then they'll be like, by the way, fuck trans people. I'm not using their pronouns. Dude, this is really the group you want to be associated with. You want to shit on trans people so bad that you're going to burn every bridge around you? That's the other thing I wanted to say. When I was messaging Derek, I said, I will never understand why you're so willing to burn 1,000 bridges that you've worked so hard to build for one guy. And I was like, don't answer. I don't give a shit. But he answered anyway. And he gave me that whole, Ricky, it's a voice message. It's because he's my best friend. That whole thing on that hostage negotiation video that we saw. I would do anything for my best friend. Well, your best friend doesn't do shit for you. He was like, if you only had a best friend, you would understand what it's like to be willing to do anything for them. Derek, I had a best friend for 16 years. We did everything together. I loved that man. Would have done anything for him. And when he got the chance, he did probably the worst thing you could imagine to a best friend. Sometimes best friends just keep you around because they entertain you or because you entertain them and they can get things from you. And and first time they get the chance, they'll take everything and they won't hesitate. Bob's your best friend. You tried very hard to try and keep him on the channel originally 2 years ago and get him to address everything and apologize and all that. You tried very, very hard to do this. And then what happened? He went on Pine Creek and he shit all over you. He didn't hesitate. And then you went on Pine Creek and you talked about the video you made announcing your departure from Bob. And you said, I was crying about this and people were making fun of me. People were making fun of me crying. Bob was one of those fucking people. He was one of the ones making fun of you for crying about it. You also said that you pay him for every time he comes on your channel. That's fucking weird because I've had a lot of the same heavy hitters in the scholarly realm on my channel. I never had to pay a single one of them except Barterman because he's Barterman, which is fair. But no one else ever charged me, including Robert Price, because I had him on my channel way back when, before any of this happened. So and don't give me that shit that he didn't charge you, you paid him. If he was your best friend, he would have said, dude, don't pay me. I'm an old man. You have a family to take care of. You have kids. Keep the money. That's what a best friend would do. Now, fast forward to present day, you start all this shit on the internet in the community, and you're getting dragged everywhere, constantly, by everybody. Where is Robert? Where's Bob at? He hasn't said anything in days. He's been incognito. He's not out there defending you. He's kicking back and watching the action. So you say you would give anything for him. What's he giving you? It seems to me like he wants to take everything he possibly can from you and give nothing back. Just my observation. And in a way, I feel like Derek's still a victim. But you're not a victim in the way you think. You're not a victim of the woke mob. There's no fucking woke mob. God damn, I think the next time I hear you say that, I'm going to throw my phone as hard as I can. It's going to hit you in the face all the way in Florida or wherever the fuck you are now.
Woke mob.
The woke mob. Okay. I think I've said my piece. I'll open the stream so people can join and we can just chat. I know that wasn't super organized. I wanted to get that out there. That was therapy for me. So thank you guys for entertaining me. It's insane. I've never had anybody. I don't understand the like they want to control what I do on my channel and they want to cancel me and blah blah blah. I've never experienced anything like that. Never. The closest thing was Jess Heathen Queen messaged me one day and said, you need to delete your video from Robert Price. And I was like, why? What happened? And she never answered. And a few days went by. I didn't delete it. And then shit started coming out. And I was like, oh, that's why. Yeah, fuck that motherfucker. No, never again. It's that easy. And all the bitching about, like, I'm tired of people accusing me of being racist. I'm not racist. Blah, 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 blah. You know what you do when someone accuses you of being racist? You fucking ignore them. Because acting defensive is a tell. It's a big tell. If you go, I'm not racist. I love black people. I have black friends. Look, here's a picture of me shaking hands with a black guy. I can't possibly be racist, but that's not what you do. Imagine someone accuses you of being a furry. How would you respond to that? You would probably ignore it. You wouldn't be like, I'm not a furry. They're weird. And you wouldn't make like a video about it, about how you're not a furry. There are an awful lot of videos going around right now of people talking about how they're not racist. Telling. All right. Now, how do I do this?
You post the link in.
Yeah, I know. I just got to find the link. I want to get some people in here so we can just hang out and have a good time.
Go back to StreamYard.
I'm in StreamYard, dear. Where do you think I've been this whole time?
Lost. Invite. Copy.
There it is. All right. I'm going to post the link, the stream, in the Chizat. Y'all feel free to join. Anybody who wants to. And we're just going to fuck around for a while. Like I'm getting off my soapbox, and I just want to hang out with some people. Hey, Ren. Oh, you look different. You're muted.
Hey.
I can.
Can you
Okay,
hear me?
I can hear you.
There we go. I just didn't have it in front of me.
Yeah.
Look at me. I was getting ready for bed, and then I saw the stream, and I was like, let me
That's
join.
what you look like when you go to bed.
Well, I mean, I didn't like wash my face, and
I need to upgrade my bedtime routine. Jesus.
but you can see like my hair.
You
like,
look comfortable.
yes.
Neil, the good
What's up?
Neil, not that Neil, the good Neil.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm on my phone. I'm outside having a doobie, but don't tell the cops. Oh, wait, never mind. It's legal here.
calling right here. Oh, must be nice.
Did you tell them you got your card? You should tell them.
Fixing
Yeah,
my windows.
Here in Pennsylvania, it's only marijuana is only legal medically. I got my medical marijuana card. Never really messed with marijuana my whole life.
Hey, AR.
Oh, Neil's gone. But
Oh, uh-oh.
yeah, oh, he's back. He's back.
Okay. Hello.
Maybe.
Maybe. Welcome back.
Sorry. Wrong button.
I hate when I do that.
No idea what that's like.
I'm always pushing something wrong.
No idea what that's like.
Wait. It sounds like you like a little bit. It sounds like you felt a little bit used to some extent.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Hi.
I felt very used. Like these guys were friends of mine,
Right.
and they tried to get me in on this. Like, y'all are the ones who fucking changed, not me.
Mhm.
Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going with you on this. Like,
Such a
I thought we
180.
were friends. Like, you misunderstood our friendship.
Mm.
And we're not fucking friends. Like, we don't really know each other. Like, we're more like colleagues or coworkers. Like, we're mutuals. Like, we don't hang out.
So
We don't go to the bar. You haven't called me in a year. What the fuck do you mean we were friends? Like,
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I guess there's a level of like, you kind of feel like you know somebody, but you don't. I was even just talking to people about like parasocial relationships when you feel like you know somebody or you project onto them what you think you see in them. But you come to find out, you might be wrong.
So the so I think part of it also is like, I mean, like we've said, that like Derek didn't actually have his own convictions. It was that at the time, it was either you keep platforming Price and none of the other academics or scholars are going to want to work with you, or you can give up working with Price. And so he, as a capitalist, he made the decision that was going to make him the most money. But he didn't actually have any conviction about it. And so he's been in this right-wing echo chamber and seeing that like Trump won the popular vote and, you know, and there's all this of like, oh, and like everything is turning, you know, like MAGA and, you know, like that's like this cultural shift. And if he's in this echo chamber, he has just literally convinced himself that this was the way for him to be able to continue making money but then he ended up like fooling himself into becoming this stooge.
Well, the problem with capitalism is capitalism taketh and capitalism giveth.
Yep.
You don't know. You know the toss up. If that's what you're going to side with, you might lose it.
Oh, I have a limit of 6 people on the stream. Sorry, guys, I didn't know that. So Exmo and Brian, y'all are
rude.
Hello.
So if Shannon wants to join, I can back out so that she can join.
Yeah, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, because I can always.
I didn't
join
realize only 6 people. I should have looked at that ahead of time.
I think you have to like pay for, you know, for
You
the.
pay for it, you can have more.
I'm gonna back out.
It is.
And I'll join in the comment.
So, hi, I'm Exmo Joe. Just don't mean to butt in. So I've been friends with Derek for a while, followed Mythvision for a long time. Does anyone know the inside baseball on this? What exactly was the motivation behind that decision? Or are we even talking about that?
It feels like it was out of left field for me, but it sounds like I wasn't in the inner circle. So
here's the thing. I've talked to several people about this who know him better than I do. Derek's surrounded by very conservative people. His family is very conservative. He's in a conservative area. He's best friends with Bob Price, but he wants to do all the scholarly stuff, right? Interview scholars. Scholarship is very left-leaning, right?
Sure.
So he's been kind of straddling the fence for a while. He's that's why he doesn't want to talk about politics. Like, this is the only way he can do that.
but he has a whole channel.
Right. So this was a way for him to pick a side and not have to straddle the fence. Which,
Okay.
like,
Do we understand? Do we understand
maybe
the?
again something? But the thing that bothers me and bothers some other people too is like you could have been friends with Robert Price this whole time without bringing him on your channel.
There was always
no reason. You could have kept this a secret.
Didn't even need to keep it a secret. I don't think anybody said that he couldn't do that. We don't own him. We don't rule his life. We were just saying, like, don't platform bigots. Like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a quiet bigot. It's not like he was keeping this ish to himself and we could say, like, okay, well, we didn't know. He was out and flagrant about it.
I gotta say, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm going to let Shannon in here.
Oh, Shannon. Shannon, please, I'm begging you. I'd love you to come in here.
I'll let her in here.
I have been raging all day.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I mean thank you, but like mostly it's been hilarious.
Oh, good. I did message you on Now Meetings, Skype. I have no idea if you even still had that.
I don't know what I have, but I don't think I have that because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm so technologically inept. It's all
I couldn't log in. I had to I didn't know what the hell was wrong. Well, it's because they created a new app.
Oh, I didn't know. I definitely haven't downloaded it. Sorry, but so great to see you. Sorry.
Good to see you too. Yeah, sorry under such shitty circumstances, of course.
It's fine.
Maybe that's a good thing out of all this. Right? We're all.
Yeah,
I've been missing you guys. I have been saying I really miss everybody.
You'd be missing everyone. But I think I've actually been more upset for the other people that got drug into this. You know, I can deal with it, whatever. But the shit talking on Megan Lewis and then this all of that just sat really poorly with me. I can handle a lot when it comes to people talking about me.
Yeah.
Making shit up about me. I know me, my people know me, I'm fine with that. But when you start I just couldn't with
yeah, that hurt me. I hurt for them. I felt bad. I was like, oof.
Yeah.
That's not right.
It didn't
That's
sit
not
right.
It just felt like it was a gut punch. I was so confused at where this video even came from because it was just with so much venom. I was like, oh damn, what?
I was also surprised, to be fair.
Yeah, it just.
Hey, am I frozen for y'all?
It's being glitchy right now, but
all right,
we're good overall.
Yeah.
Are you there, Shannon?
Shannon.
Hi. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There you are. Hey.
Here I am. I figured it. I went on my phone, so I don't have a camera on. I'm sorry. I'm also recovering from pneumonia, so I'm going to be coughing a little bit, and I'm super sorry about that. But I'm angry. I'm super angry right now. I don't know what Derek's motives are. We can impugn his motives all we want, but we actually don't know. And speculating on it actually feeds his ability to say, see, look, they have no idea what's actually going on in my mind, but here they are saying it, which allows him to cultivate a group of people that believe that that is the case. But what we can talk about actively is the hypocrisy and what he actually said. For example, we know he started a political channel. He started that video by saying, I'm not into politics. I don't even vote. Fuck politics. I don't care about politics. He started a political channel.
Which is such a privilege. Anyway.
Shortly before. Right? It totally is. But also, it's kind of counter to the message that he's sending, right? It's about what message you're sending and who receives that message, who the intended recipient is, indeed. The intended recipient of that message was somebody who would think this isn't about politics. This is about my personal feelings. This is about my family. This is about my livelihood. And that may be the case, right? To him, maybe it is about his livelihood. I actively don't know, and I have no way of knowing because I don't exist inside his head. But
personal is always political. But yes, continue.
But there are things that he actively did. There's things that he actively did that we can discuss, right? We can discuss, and we can discuss with knowledge. For example, what he did to Megan. What he did to Megan made me have to walk away. What he did to Megan was say that they offered me Megan's job, but then told me after they offered me the job that I couldn't get it because they needed to hire somebody. This is the message he was sending, that had weird colored hair and a vagina, and I don't have that, so I couldn't have that job. Therefore, I guess he was trying to tacitly have people receive the message that he was being passively discriminated against because of his gender, which is ironic.
And from what I understand, Derek was never an option.
Yeah, I mean, he may have been, but there's other components to take into account that maybe the public doesn't recognize, which is if they weren't, and if you think about it critically, if they weren't ever considering, a white cis het male for the job, why did they approach him to begin with? Why did they approach other white cis het males? Because I know of another one for sure, 100%, that they approached asking if he would be interested in the job because they were looking for applicants. And also the insulting of Megan, who is a public educator who teaches Sumerian in her spare time.
Right. She's an established
language in her
scholar.
spare time. She's an established scholar and public educator and public communicator who is more than qualified for this position. And he essentially said a couple of things there. He said, one, Megan wasn't as qualified as me, but got the job specifically because she fits into a box and is a DEI hire. Otherwise, it would have been mine. And also,
which is
he said that Bart Ehrman is what reached out to him. Bart Ehrman or his people acting on behalf of Bart Ehrman, reached out to Derek and said, Derek, this would have been yours. However, you do not fit the description of the demographic profile we're looking for, and therefore we cannot give it to you. And if that is the case, if I'm Bart Ehrman, I'm pissed right now because you just basically said that I'm profiling people for hiring practices based on their demographic information. Like, there's so many things that we can look at in this video that are not his motives that should be focused on.
You laid the groundwork
for them are fucked.
You laid the groundwork for a lawsuit, if nothing else.
Oh, hundo, absolutely. If that's the case, and Derek has that on record, he has grounds to actively sue Bart.
Yes, and should.
100% he does, because he was profiled against for his gender and sexual orientation. And you can't do that either way. That's the thing that these people don't seem to understand, is that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. That DEI, air quotes DEI shit that they're always on about, you know what? That's grounds for you to sue on discrimination as well, because I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you have a gender and a sexual orientation. You have both of those things. And if you're discriminated against and you can prove it, you are covered under the same purview.
Say it ain't so.
No way.
Tell me it's a lie.
Like, those are the things we need to focus on. And also, when Neil came in and was like, I wasn't going to say anything, but I have 17 years worth of Jess's fucking Facebook posts with the dates still on them. I was like, so you're telling me this bitch had car trouble 3 times in 4 years? You're right. She probably is a drug addict, because that's never happened to me. Holy shit. I have ADHD. I once put my fucking propane tank in the back of my car because I was going to go get it refilled, and then forgot about it because I walked into another room and it stopped existing. Then I was like, oh shit, I should probably go get that refilled. Got in my car, went to back it out of my garage, realized I hadn't closed the back door after I had knocked out my fucking garage rails and ruined my door. That happened. Like, I ripped the muffler off a car. Like, shit happens to cars.
Yeah.
And you post about it publicly. And also,
so
you don't say, I wasn't going to say anything. I'm just,
nobody has the
but,
money
but
to
you
dash
for
for
you curated screenshots from one person's Facebook? That doesn't scream, I wasn't going to say anything. That screams, I've been waiting for this moment.
And even then, it's like, is that the best you have?
Really? And I would like to say this. When I was back home in California, before I came out to Chicago to study, I was a dog trainer and a pack walker. So I drove the shit out of my car. Like, every day I was driving it a ton, and dogs were in and out of it all the time, right? Weather didn't matter. Like, yeah, there was a lot of wear and tear on the car. And also, that car was just like, it just had insanely bad luck. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like all the random bad things that could happen just kind of happened. And like, people that I barely knew were like, do you think you're cursed? And I'm like, no. But
you don't have to explain yourself. Also, you feel like, I've noticed as we've been having conversations over the course of the day, and I've seen you in live chat, you don't have to explain yourself, right? Like, they're putting you in a position where you feel as though you have to like justify things. You feel as though you have to explain yourself, like your education. Like he was talking about how she started school 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden she feels like she can weigh in.
So true.
Okay,
Your
so
degree, motherfucker.
Well, this is
that's
okay.
the thing, right?
Like
Like
both ways, right? Like you might just be starting education, and they'll immediately insult you for not knowing enough. But then at the same time, if you have an opinion and you don't give your credentials before you state your opinion, they will immediately go to the first cis white male and be like, "Is she right? Does she know what she's talking about?"
Don't even focus on that. Let's just look at the people who are delivering the message. Let's focus on the people who are delivering the message, not the broader population. Are the people who are delivering the message leveling the same criticism or holding themselves to the same standard that they're expecting others to adhere themselves to?
No.
Right? Because if you're saying, hey, look at this person, let's take gender out of it. Look at this person. This person has just started their education and feels as though they have the authority to weigh in publicly. That's crazy. Now, change this person with either one of them. Would they accept that criticism? No, they wouldn't, because their public platforms are based on them being lay people who have an interest in the field and have accumulated their own knowledge and feel as though they have something to contribute. And that is valuable. She shouldn't have to justify her education. There's multiple people, men, women, whoever, who are in this realm who we support and we encourage and we interact with, who don't have an education that is an actual like degree level university, whatever education, who we encourage. Like I live in a house with one of them, right? Like,
wait, are we saying that experiences are in and of themselves education?
Yes, we are. We're saying something like that.
I know. I'm sorry. I said the quiet part out loud. I am so sorry. I'll mute myself.
I'm canceling my own stream. Can't believe we're saying that. Right
Well, that's the thing, right? Like if they're holding themselves to that standard, why does your channel exist?
But yeah, because
why does your channel exist if that is the standard we're expected and anticipated to adhere to in order to avoid criticism?
But no, because that's the thing is that women and notice that like they specifically went after women publicly.
Yes.
Like I know that we're not the only people that this happened with, and I know Ricky, obviously you've shown that like lots of things happened offline, and then we just had this random fun call to the line, so you know that's something else. But like people being like publicly dragged through these videos are women, and like often like women that had nothing to do with anything. Like fine, if I'm getting dragged, fine, like whatever, but like Megan, like what was the
and Korea?
She doing?
What about Korea into this?
What are they doing? Like
Korea doesn't do anything.
God forbid Korea just decides to be supportive of someone or just shows up. Suddenly she scapegoats.
They needed a third person, so they brought Korea.
Rule 3.
Even outside of women, like
the of their
like
anti-woke movement.
I'm sorry, I have one more thing to say, and then I'll leave so that other people can talk. Because I never know when it's okay to talk and when I should shut up.
Nope,
you are not a burden.
It's a problem. But I think what's not being talked about a lot and is worth talking about is this stream is ostensibly Bob's really actually probably not a racist at all, and I was bullied into thinking he was a racist. And if you feel as though you were bullied into thinking he was a racist, and then you use the term the blacks multiple times as a noun in the video where you're saying, I'm signing off that he's not a racist, that's not a good look. That is not a good look. The blacks is not a noun. The blacks is not a noun. Like
the blacks. It's a
lot. The blacks is not a noun.
It's a
like
lot.
What's the least racist of the racist terms that we can use? And apparently it's not racist anymore.
It's still the wrong one.
They refuse
also,
to use
one more thing
pronouns,
before I leave. Men are boys with penises.
What?
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Did anybody watch this video? Because I watched it end to end. I had to walk away multiple times and then message people and see if they were okay. I'm like, no one said anything about me, but I'm disappointed.
I got
because
2
I
minutes in.
love and
I was like,
him and and supported him, and I feel blindsided. Like, I feel like still a part of me is like, I'm worried about even having this conversation here publicly because I'm like, maybe he'll see the light, right? Like, maybe he is who I thought he was. Maybe he is the person I've had conversations with. Maybe he is, right? I don't want to drive him further if there's even fucking a chance. But also, what was that? What was that? Like, who makes that and thinks, you know what? Nailed it. Nailed it. Everyone's going to see that and they're going to think, you know what? That guy knows what's up. That guy knows what's up. We're going to make a video where we're like, you can never, you're in a cult. You're in a cult if you tell people they can't platform people you don't like. Anyway, did you know that Dan McClellan platformed Jess and she body shamed people that one time? So go cancel him. Like, I don't know if they're attempting to be ironic, but not effectively executing it. Like, I don't know what's going through their heads right now. I really don't. I thought they were different. Well, I don't know about Neil, but I thought Derek was a different person.
Like, they're
and
smart
I'm like,
people,
I'm
but they're
sad.
not smart people.
I'm actively sad.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I'm sad. Like, I don't understand how the person I knew, who I had conversations about, that knew that something like this would hurt people and knows that this is hurting people that he loves and trusted and is alienating people that he loved and trusted, let alone communities of people that he's using a platform to just completely annihilate and like feed into like a paradigm that is working towards actively subjugating them, is just like, you know what? I did the right thing here. I don't fucking get it. I wish he could make me understand. I do not get it. I don't. And I'm really, really actively sorry for people. Like, there's so many things in that video that you could just fucking tear apart but I implore you, don't focus on what you think his motivations might be, because that's going to feed into his paradigm that, oh, look at these people. That's going to accumulate him more people that say, oh, see, well, they just think we're bad people and they just assume that they know what we're thinking. There's so much content to focus on in that video that you can tear apart systematically using just any semblance of the surface level of basic logic. That you don't need to focus on what his motivations are. You can focus on what he fucking said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
feel that.
literally what was said was damning enough, because if you're literally trying to justify like some of the things that Price said I wish I could forget the vile stuff that Price said during that Pine Creek interview, where he said he was late because he was running on color time, where he said that Black Lives Matter protesters should be shot and killed on sight, where he said the blacks need to leave the Democratic plantation.
Yeah.
Like,
as much as I appreciate you quoting him, I also don't want that.
No, that's fine. I'm done. But it's
just taken out of context.
And we all know all this.
So like we know it was
focus on what Derek said.
Not to stop you, Korea.
Focus on what Derek said in his video when he said that he wasn't going to platform him anymore, because Derek, we were all with Derek because we believed what Derek said to us and what Derek said to the public. Part of what stemmed this is because Derek just put Price on, like we all just had amnesia and forgot the deal he made about it. He deleted that video or privated it. I don't know where it is. It's gone. But he posted a video where he systematically explained his position, why he thought that Price was a racist. Price is a racist. We're all going to agree in this room. Price is a racist. We don't need to relitigate that. Everybody gets it. Derek said, I think what he said is racist. He said that. He said it. And now he's acting like he never did. That's what's disparate here. That is what's disparate. We all know he's a racist. We all know Price is a racist. There is fucking no debate, right? Like, no one's going to go to the wall and be like, well, maybe he's not. We all fucking know that he is. Derek said he wasn't. And now Derek's saying that he never actually thought that. So we can't trust the things you say in public then? We can't? Because you said it, Derek. It's not us saying it. We were in your mouth. We were in your mind. You said it. You did. And we believed you.
Yeah,
and now
you
I
did.
don't know if I can believe you. Because
That's
when
what
you
hurts the
say
most, is like,
things,
we
you
fucking
might not
believe
mean
you.
them.
Yeah, I know for me, like, I'm never going to trust either of them again. Like, no matter what. Like,
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry, Rick. I didn't mean to come on your stream and
No,
just
no,
start
you're
screaming.
fine, Shannon.
I've been mad. This is why I shouldn't have done this. And hi,
No,
I
really,
can't see the chat anymore
this
because
is
I'm in
why
StreamYard.
I wanted this kind of like energy.
I genuinely appreciate your energy, Shannon. So thank you.
yes, it's amazing. I've missed you
Use
so
the
much.
restroom. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very, 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 very busy parenting these days. Having a teenager turns out full-time job. Full-time job. Also, I have a full-time job. So I love you all. Thank you for letting me come and be a nuisance. And I'm very sorry. And I will see you all later. I love you. And thank you for letting me be a menace.
Talk
And
soon.
thank you for doing the stream. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. And I hope everybody's okay. The most important thing is everybody be okay. Band together. We're okay. Love you all. Bye.
That's absolutely right. We're gonna be okay.
Absolutely.
It
Oh my
sucks
God,
right
fucking
now. It hurts.
Fireworks from Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan, your background is incredible.
I love it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just Google Meet or whatever the hell it is, Google Meetings or something like that.
Kip, get your ass in the
I was
stream.
gonna say, Kip,
fuck are you
can
doing?
you come up here? First off, I haven't talked to you in ages, and I miss your face. But also, fuck yes, if you have dick.
Fuck yes. It's good to see you, Natty.
This is for Dr. Kip only. Nobody else is allowed to click on it.
I'm never online anymore. I don't do any of the things.
No?
So,
I haven't been for a long time either.
No, I haven't.
I wish I'd come back on better circumstances, but
sometimes it takes a volcano to erupt, and then the
Right.
lava just flows for a while, man. You
my,
just gotta
my
let
kids,
it happen.
my kids are being attacked right now, and I couldn't. I had to,
Yeah.
say something no matter how stupid it sounded. Or
Everybody has a right to speak. I mean, I put it in the chat earlier. I'm like, this is a goddamn free press. We're not gonna.
Why isn't Kip in the chat? Is he still? And he was doing something. Is he still doing that?
I think we need to threaten him more.
What, Kip?
Dr. Kip,
I don't like
you.
him. Feels rude.
My
Oh,
first
okay.
time fangirling out on someone in the middle of a show was Dr. Kip.
Good choice. It's a good person. Welcome back, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Sorry, I didn't see you were backstage.
I bailed for somebody else to
Request
get
from
to come on. That's
scrolly
cool.
thing, and I didn't see you. I had to scroll
Also,
up.
Joe, I know you were asking for like inside.
We've been told 5 minutes for Kip.
Okay. I know you were asking about inside baseball. I think probably to some degree, each of us has a bit of that. Like, and I just mean that as like, as Ricky was showing earlier about like the messages and things he got, right? Like, I didn't get those, of course. And I'm highly doubting that like Correa or Natty or whoever like didn't get the same things if we got something, or how we were like, how it was discussed, how it was talked about, et cetera, et cetera. So
That's why I did. It's like they would always send that shit to me, right? Like, because they thought they could win me over. So like, y'all fucked up. You sent me all this. I have a lot more. I didn't share everything. You fucked up and sent me all this shit.
Well, and then like the
fucking dumb.
The way that the way that they were trying to have it be like, well, Dadpool went on this show and 2 years ago they were misogynistic, and it's like, okay, like I guarantee, like you show Ricky this, like he's not going to be on the show anymore because he gives a shit about women. Like I don't know, like.
It's not like you're asking no
I mean,
one.
given who that woman was,
And what's the context? I mean, I'm not saying it's ever right to, but I mean, if she
No, it was like literally
derogatory
a
stuff,
video of like a Christian woman giving advice, and they were like tearing her appearance apart and
I
like
see.
how like, and it's just like that's literally not the problem.
But I also don't like. Maybe I'm wrong, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm not. Maybe someone else is asking for people who have never fucked up in their life. Like, I'm not asking you or anyone else to have never made a bad choice or had a bad opinion or had a bad take or like any of those things, right? Because like Lord knows I did. So I assume that like, especially if you're coming out of religion in some way, you probably did. Nobody is asking for a perfect history. We're saying like, here is like the actual evidence that we can give to you, like pure pictures, videos, written words, screenshots, like whatever. Make a decision with that, like make a good decision with that. And then when people don't, that's where the upsetness comes from.
hey,
It's
real
not
quick,
like you
any
should have been
of my
perfect
mods in the
before.
chat, if there's any problems happening, fucking delete them. Kick them out.
Is there problems in the chat?
I don't.
I just
No?
popped up. I'm
Oh, Christ,
trying to
tell me it's
get
not
it.
the neophytes.
There's no Otangelo.
No, not.
Oh, Tangelo.
I'm
Oh my
actually
God, what
disappointed
a
he hasn't
name I
showed
haven't
up
heard
yet.
in ages.
No, there's something else. Maybe I missed it, but anyway, just go ahead, keep going.
No, in any event, like that's all I'm really saying. Like, maybe I didn't make this clear enough, but like I feel like I probably did, and I am making it clear now. I'm not asking for someone to have a perfect history. I've never been asking for someone to have a perfect history. I've been upfront about the fact that I had really fucked up beliefs when I was younger. Like, I talk about these things regularly. But when someone gives you evidence, and when multiple people say, like, hey, this person is hurting me, what they're asking, I think, is that you take that into consideration instead of brushing it aside because having this friend benefits you in some way.
Agreed.
So this idea that like you could have never had a belief that like I didn't agree with, or you could never, you know, have had a bad opinion or a bad take or whatever, it's just like a direct and like objective misrepresentation. But yeah, like when someone shows you then who they are, then I do expect you to see them. And I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
concur.
Interesting.
But I'm a drug addict.
I think-
I know.
I think I missed part of the drama because, like, you know, like all my information on the subject is really
What are you doing
outdated.
here? No way. Okay.
I saw you were live, and then I heard keywords, buzzwords that I am interested in. The last time I had a conversation with Derek, you know, he was on my program once, and I asked him, like, what is the story with Bob Price? Like, what is the status? And to say that none of this conversation so far was relevant to what we talked about would be quite an understatement. But I mean, at the time, this was like last Christmas, so I'm like, what has happened that I don't know? So I'm just like getting caught up.
That's
I knew
the
that
thing.
Derek had posted a thing about how I'm quitting the atheist cult, the online atheist cult, and I was like, "There's an online atheist cult." I started a church for
How do I
atheists.
join?
What are you guys doing? What are you
That's
guys
the thing.
doing?
This shit
Like
has been going
whinging
on
on my
behind
game
the
here?
scenes and closed
There's a
doors
church for
months.
atheists?
We're about to have a
Hell
potluck.
yeah. The church for the Church of Korihor. We've been in business for 6 months. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, korihor.org.
Hey,
Yeah,
there's
you don't
nothing
have
backstage.
you don't have to be ex-Mormon, but if you are, man, do we have stuff to
It's
talk
just
about?
so funny because so much of us weren't even making content. We had kind of all lost our energy, and I hate
fully
to.
forgotten like about the whole thing.
You know, we've all been like just fucking doing our own thing, hanging out, and it was all chill. And then
Like I've been in school for over a year. It takes up all of my time and energy. And then one day I like woke up and it was like Jessica is a fucking idiot and also a drug addict because her car had trouble. And I was like, what the fuck? Like that's like
behold, being a woman on the internet.
4 years.
No, and not only that, but then like how much like Christian verbiage was he using throughout that video where he was talking about being a sinner and having wronged Price and
You
like
guys are crucifying Jesus.
and like that he had been crucified. It's like
he's in purgatory this whole
It was ultra religious
Fuck off with
thing.
that
It
shit.
Also,
was,
God.
first of all, if
was-
you're
it
gonna bring
made
up
me a little sick.
purgatory, you better just go full Catholic. But
Yeah.
you know, that's just a personal opinion.
Yeah. I thought that was a bit strange. It reminded me of people like when they go into spiritual psychosis. I'm not saying that's what's happened, but like I've just seen that. It was giving like there's
Can
this
I
girl on
upgrade this and
TikTok
get more
and
people in
she's kind of gone overboard a few times. Just reminded me of that. I don't understand it.
yeah. Well, no, and that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I hate to like borrow like right wing but it's like they've kind of woken a sleeping giant because like none of us like were really evolved, and then it was like, hey, I'm just gonna wake up one day and attack a bunch of like trans people and women online and say racism is okay.
That was the weird part. Like 2 years. It took 2 years to do a 180.
But then like having him say that calling Price a racist dehumanizes him.
Oh yeah.
But that all of the racist shit that he said about black people doesn't dehumanize them.
Well,
Like,
and none of the
stuff he
comments
wouldn't apologize
trans
for.
people dehumanize them either, right? It's just when you call someone that you like a name that you don't like, that's dehumanization. But when you call people names and you do like it and you do agree with it, that's just telling the truth.
And you vote to take their rights away. That's just being a good American.
Can we just agree that dehumanization is literally not seeing other humans as human?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel like I feel like
that's fairly straightforward definition. It should be.
That's probably
Should be.
my like liberal indoctrination. Thanks, University of Chicago.
Hey, real quick, Dr. Kip is backstage, so if anybody is willing at all, I'm not going to kick anybody out, but if anybody wants to sacrifice themselves,
I'll bail. I'm dealing with a Mormon crisis right now, so
Are you
I'll
sure?
hang out.
Is it the wrong underwear? Sorry.
Save the gold plates.
It's a fair deal worse than the wrong underwear.
no.
But I'll just
No.
hang out backstage.
You've
and then
got
if
more
you-
doors to
Wait,
knock
are you
on.
sure?
I
Because
get
I
it,
can
get it.
go if you want to stay.
Oh, I'm not Mormon. Let's be clear about that. I'm ex-Mormon. So, but yeah, I'll bail. But I'll be backstage. You guys wave me in if you need me.
No, and then it was really funny to like see all the people in like Derek's comment section who were agreeing with him, and then like clicking on their bios and seeing that they're MAGA Christians, like all of them.
Kip.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Natty. How are
Carol.
you?
I'm good. Long
I
time
am-
no chat.
Yes, and I have missed you very much.
I missed
so,
you.
Oh, Kip never said he missed.
I've missed all of you guys. I really have. I don't know why.
Sorry,
Oh my
guys.
god, this is such a family reunion though. Like for real. Like this is such a nice little coming together.
Thank you,
It's been too
Derek.
long.
You
and
fucking-
yes,
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you for
yes,
Derek.
Rachel. Yes, Rachel. I did bring the inconvenience coffee, so it's good.
Wait, who's Rachel?
Derek's wife, not Derek's wife, Ricky's wife.
No.
I was like, wait, sorry, yes, I know that.
Did you just assume I was because I'm a straight white man?
Right? You all look.
No, you all look
I'm
the
gonna make an entire video
But
you're
about
not
how you fucking whiny.
No, sorry. Just for some reason, hearing Rachel come out of Kip's mouth like disoriented me. And I was like, "Who's Rachel?"
That's fair.
But
Was very disorientated.
Rachel, I do know you. Sorry for that.
I feel that way too. Anytime she comes home from work, I'm like, who the fuck is coming in my door right now? Who are you?
Who
are you that
Come
looks a
home
lot
first.
like my wife?
She announces herself when she comes
Process
home from work.
that.
She's like, I'm home.
Yeah,
Deal.
knock down the door. with
Rachel, I would never call you Ryan ever. I was calling Ricky Derek.
I think that might be worse.
I
I
think
think
that's
I mean,
worse.
I can see how I would look like a Derek. Like if
No, you do not embody a Derek at all.
really?
At all. No.
But it's just like a typical white guy name. I feel like
Yeah, but being a Derek's like being a Josh. It comes with terms.
but Josh doesn't look like a Josh.
Oh, yes, they do.
All Joshes look like Josh.
We'll argue about this later.
Right?
Okay, so I'm sorry. I just want to bring this up because I asked in the chat a couple times and I don't know if I missed the answer. Does Derek have a master's degree?
No.
No.
Because when he kept talking about how he's just as qualified as Megan, I was like, okay, but that's like literally not the case, right?
don't
Because it doesn't mean you have to have
said
a
that.
degree.
No,
to
actually, I think it
talk about
does.
but-
If you're going to say you're equally as qualified as
Right.
someone,
Like, I'm like,
you have to
it's
have
not
the
like
same
I know
Yeah,
people.
Yeah.
I know people like Biddy Buddha who doesn't have a degree and she's amazing. But
Of course, but
if you're
she-
going to
but
say
here's
you're
my
just as
difference.
qualified,
Yes, you're like listen. Biddy is like a genius, I think personally. But if
Agreed.
you were saying like what are the qualifications for something, that's like a technical term. You either
Right.
have the specific qualifications or you don't. And like right now, if the qualification was you had a master's in religious studies, I wouldn't be qualified for that, even though I'm halfway to that point, right? And that's
Right.
just like a dig on anyone. It's just like we're really saying like I am as qualified as this other person, then we're looking at qualifications.
right.
Like that's it.
That's the standard. That's what I was trying to
That's it.
understand is when someone says qualifications, I'm like, okay, give me a list of what you're expecting as a qualification for this, and I'm going to tell you which I tick off and which I don't.
Right.
And then
That's-
from
that's
there,
what
we can discuss accordingly. But
And then
yeah,
we
as far as his
maybe-
qualifications
maybe-
are concerned, it is not equal.
Yeah, it's not even.
Sorry, I didn't
Like,
mean
And
to
the
interrupt.
thing is, if they ask for your qualifications and you say, I have a degree from, or I have this degree, they'll be like, where'd you get the degree? What school? This school. Okay. What?
You have
Who was
watched
the
what
president
happened while
of
we
that
have been in
school
on the air
at
before?
that time? Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're
I mean,
Say,
it's like
Ricky and I have been live before and have someone's like, who's this bitch talking? She doesn't have a right to speak. What does she have to say about anything?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm just chopped liver. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, welcome. I'll tell you this. People still comment under everything I ever post, tagging like Dan McClellan. And like, now let me say this. Let me say this.
Same.
Let me say this.
We talked about
Let me say this. Let me
years
say this.
ago.
Let me say this. He and I are not equally qualified because Dan has a fucking PhD and 2 master's degrees. So like we are not equally qualified. However, I don't see people posting this under like random white dudes popping off of like an opinion about the Bible with no cited sources, tagging him. And it is to my like great joy that I get to write those people back and be like, yeah, Dan and I chatted about this and he actually sent me some of my resources, but thanks so much for your time. Because fuck you. But like, again, Dan and I are not equally qualified. One of us has a PhD. The other is halfway through a master's. Like, it's just objectively not the same.
even still like Neil, like over the past few days, would be like, this guy has a PhD and he's saying this. He's fucking stupid. Like, it doesn't matter. They don't care what your qualifications are.
Yeah.
If you're not going along with their rhetoric.
Well, I mean, even if you have a PhD, like even if you have whatever degree, right? Like you can have the highest degree in a topic, and they will say incorrectly, but they will say, appeal to authority fallacy. Like that's actually not what that is, but like they're going to say that every time because they're not smart enough to fucking understand what an appeal to authority fallacy actually is.
Tell me I'm wrong, Jess. They're gonna start with what are your credentials?
Yeah, and
as soon as you have credentials and they can't knock on them, they're gonna go into how you're speaking. They're gonna go into how you look. They're gonna go into what you're saying. And then even when they go into what you're saying, it's not actually the facts that you're spewing, and they're not going to define that. They're going to talk about like ellipse, like if you have like any sort of speech impediment with how you're speaking. It's never discussed. Like whatever they can do to try and take whatever status that they believe you at, if they can knock you down.
Their goal is not to win an argument. Their goal is to knock you down several pegs.
Right, so that whatever you say gets dismissed.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Because that's their mindset. That's the mindset. I feel bad. We begged Kip to come up here, and we're like,
I know. Sorry, you really caught me when it's not like my second wind of feminism here. You feel Kip agrees, so at the same time, I'm like,
Jess,
hey,
you
I'm a
know, you and
feminist.
I could just go after this topic for hours.
especially considering the current
Listening
circumstances.
is nice too.
That's
So,
fair.
I do lots of talking, but let me choose my words carefully. I've been talking about this for 2 weeks plus, so it's it's exhausting. It's been an exhausting couple of weeks.
4 years.
So,
Oh yeah.
For
Sorry.
87 years.
Yeah.
ago. For sure.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So no, it was funny. Yeah. So it's it's there's a lot. I think that there's a lot of things that you learn. I don't know. Well, maybe not any of you guys, but for me personally, I think, I feel like in this process, I have learned more. Just in terms of being a good human, I have learned more in the last 2 or 3 weeks than I feel like I have in a long time. One of the things that this has done for me has, I think, revealed in ways that I never saw before the levels of my own privilege, coming to new understandings and realizations of what privilege is, becoming terrified at the fact that I can't see it and I need help from my friends and from people that I trust to show me, to help me see it. And the only way that works, and the only way that people can change and grow and work through this shit, is to listen. And I'll be honest, I mean, that's for the first, and I'm sure Ricky went through this too.
No
But
idea what you're talking about right now.
No, I'm going to say it. So just in those first several days, week, while I was talking to my friend Derek, I wanted to cry because I couldn't figure out how to get him to listen. And
that's painful.
Yes.
Like that's painful. And regardless of anything else, that's a hard thing to deal with.
I think it's important. It's important to note that this is like a big turning point in general, like through our culture, is this ideology that men are now being able to push back against other men. It's their time. I hate to say this. It is their time to shine. They have the right to actually stand there and say, "Hey, that's not okay." Maybe make a stand for us. Now, don't get me wrong. We can still stand up for ourselves. I'm not saying stand up for us. I'm saying stand up for yourself and your beliefs if you are with us.
So I said, one of the things I said to Derek was, hey, I don't like Chrissy Hansen either. I agree. I think she does too much, and I think she does more harm than good. but everything you did validated everything she said. And that was a few days ago, and I've been thinking a lot about it. And then I watched that Steve McRae fucking "We're leaving the atheist community too" video, that fucking thing. And they're still bitching about her, and I realized that she does not have. I didn't want to like bring her into this because she's getting so much heat right now. But she does not have the kind of power that everyone claims that she has. That she's canceling all these scholars, and like, no, she's not.
She's just
the scholarship is canceling the scholars. She's the scapegoat.
Yeah.
And when I realized that, I was like, if Chrissy Hansen did not exist, if Chrissy-cism was true, they would just do that to somebody else.
He'd pick someone else. Exactly. They would pick
It's like no. So like I was like, maybe I was wrong about that. Chrissy is not doing more harm than good. She's the scapegoat that everybody is leaning on. It's like, oh, she's canceling all of us. Like, I was so stupid. She's not.
And nobody
got a lot of power, I guess.
But if you want my
right.
opinion, she's the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
And while it might to some people or sometimes read like too much on the front end, I've yet to like come to a conclusion where I've been like, yeah, she's completely off the mark. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I've come to trust Chrissy's judgment about people just because her track record is pretty good. She sees shit.
Well, you have to have that opinion in order to get your scholarship passed through.
Apparently. Dude, if I had the power to like get people not published, I would be fucking up way more people than like Robert Price.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine having a scholar veto power? Like,
no, I can't. But if I could, it would be. I wield it way harder.
Well, but here's where we're stepping into. Oh well, hold on, because this is getting a little too political and a little too real. Let's just think about this for a second, because the amount of well, there's that list, that lovely list, that diversity list, that word list that's already going through research papers, and Harvard's already doing it. Yale's fucking fleeing. Like
I go to the University of Chicago. Like I
You don't have to get into all the like super specifics, but yeah.
Oh God, it's too real right now. I can't. Hold on.
One of the things I'd like to point this out from the video that Derek did publish last week. He said something in there about how one of the scholars he was speaking of, the poor guy, just can't get anything published or passed through peer review because everybody just hates him. And I just want to point out to everyone, as someone who has written and published under peer review, as someone who has been a peer reviewer, it's not how it works. So when I get things sent to me to review,
break it down first, kid, please. Just so
I have no idea.
Clear.
I have no idea who has written this article that has arrived in my email inbox that I have been asked to review. And they have no idea who I am either. And there's one or two or three other reviewers who also received this anonymized article. And they have no idea who it is, and none of us know who each other is.
That's like the point.
It's called blind peer review.
Wait.
When I submit things for peer review, that is one of the first things you have to do, and it usually takes me 3 times to go through my articles and anonymize
actually, Kip,
and make sure that I haven't given any nods to citations of my own work where I might have used them so that it could indicate to a reviewer that it's actually me. So no, it's just that if you're not getting published under peer review, it's not because people don't like you.
Yeah,
it's just not.
It's because
your work is shit. That's why.
Yeah,
I have seen, and I just want to make a point that I want to make 2 points really, but
One
first,
more
I want
time
to make
for
a
the
point
people
that
in
I
the
have
back.
read some really shit articles before, and they've gotten through these review processes. It is possible to get through and be a shit author, but that being the case, Kip has just described I'm going straight back into feminism on this. Kip has described every paper I've ever fucking written that may or may not lead back to me. Like I do everything I can to make sure that nothing correlates with stuff that I've previously been in, so that they can't because there are, and I'm not gonna say, there are fucking petty ass reviewers. They exist out there that will go through and look at every single resource that is listed in an article or listed in the paper. And they'll see if there's names in each of those ones and see if those names pop up more than once. And they'll start to realize, oh, maybe this person is part of this one. And if they have a bias towards that person. And I'm not saying this sounds like I'm a fucking conspiracy theorist, but this is
I would
how
like to
fucking
say
petty it
this.
gets.
I don't doubt you at all. And also, like, how fucking bored do you have to be with your life?
Oh my God, right?
Oh my God.
How much you're already having to go through and like fact check me. Why are you going through and finding my whole history? Like, why? Why do you feel the need to do this?
Well, that's my one point on that topic, but
help me understand understanding you.
Get a life or a hobby or a boyfriend or I don't know, get something.
Get
shorty. Get I don't know. Jesus. Oh, sorry. I wanted to say this though. I know we've gotten like a million miles away, but like Kip, I think that was like a really vulnerable and honest thing to share.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate that. That's all. I don't want to make it like weird, but I really think
my thoughts on peer review.
No, fuck that.
Or the previous.
The previous one. No, your thoughts on peer review. I want more. I need more vulnerability. I'm talking about like deep thoughts on your third or fourth reviewer. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of personality disorder did their mom have? Let me know. I'm talking about before that. And I know
the lesson in all this is when somebody can't get their shit reviewed or published,
it's not because of me.
It's not because of one fucking person on the internet.
Yeah, me. If one person in a master's program is dictating who gets published in journals everywhere, you're welcome. Yeah. I'd be a lot fucking richer if that was true, because people could just pay me to get their shit published. Instead,
but instead of working to make their scholarship better,
no, use AI
because they're incapable of doing that.
Be the
they have to be
that
like,
decides...
oh, this trans person stopped me from all the fuck way off. God damn.
All the fucks out.
I would kill to be the person that gets to take in the applications for Nature. Just because of how much you have to spend to get yourself published in that fucking magazine. Just why?
You know what? That actually, I think that was my favorite part of like this whole saga. Was that like anybody thought I had that kind of power. And I was like, oh my God, thank you.
I was like,
got it like that.
Are you high? What the fuck?
I mean, since you have all this power, do you think maybe you could help me out a little bit somehow, some way?
I could try.
If I had the power, I would
rub against me a little bit. And
I mean, if there's like, if I can, I will. You know what I mean? If I can, I will. I'm not making any promises though, because thus far, all the powers attributed to me, I'm not sure I actually will. So
okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But if I find out that's not true, then your first step.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you have the power, you better start weaponizing it. So
as soon as I know, you'll know.
Wield it.
There'll be signs.
I'm sure.
I want the sign to literally be like something just smacking you in the face. Just like, oh, there's a sign.
Smacking me in the face. It'll be me smacking someone else in the face. But you know,
that's what I mean.
There will be
shows up like in someone else's panel, smacks them, and goes back. There's your sign.
Hey, if we're talking about smacking things across people's face, I want to remind y'all this is a PG-13.
Well,
stream.
that's not what I meant at all.
I kid.
So hopefully nobody else meant that. And if you did, shame on you.
Since when is this PG-13?
So nobody has a clue as to why exactly this all kicked up.
Kind of joke.
Actually, no. That's a really
No.
good question.
No,
Like, I was like casually minding my own business for like 3 years, and then one day I was just like, I'm a drug addict.
Yeah, when I saw that video pop up, I was like, wait, what's going on? I thought,
No, I thought we were all on good terms, and then I started getting messages from people, and I was like, what? And that's what
it's because of me. No, it was because of me. Because when I saw, like, I saw on Facebook, that and I'm very different with how I interact with like certain apps now. So typically for Facebook, I'm looking for something very specific, and then I'm getting out of it. And Myth Vision popped up, and I saw that he was platforming Price. So I asked, hey, what in the world is happening? Like, he's been exposed as a huge racist that you went on your show and explained crying that you weren't going to platform him anymore. And I asked him on Facebook, and I also asked him on Twitter. And then I looked at Neil recent, and I saw that he had one too. And so I tagged Neil and was like, hey, you both were both part of this. You both saw, like, literally I DMs from Neil during that time of him talking about how horrible Price was in the Pine Creek thing and how awful Jacob Bergman was for trying to rehabilitate Price's, and like try to gaslight everybody about it. And then now 3 years later, they're doing the exact same thing to everyone else now. And that is what set it all off, is because I asked some questions online.
I'd like to bring to a
Gray, I
vote.
love you, but I don't think it was because of one person.
Oh yeah, probably not. But
I want to bring.
you have
something to a
power,
vote really quick.
Correa. You have
Oh,
a
go
lot
ahead.
of power.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's
But I think if we could just nominate, if we had the power, if we could just nominate things. I think Correa needs to be a PI journalist, just straight up. Like, I feel like that's like an unsaid calling that she needs to really grasp at.
Let's go, girls.
I've
Well, thank you.
heard whispers that this has been going on since last July, or like this plan started in last July.
Okay.
Why is it
started even
blowing
earlier
up?
than that, and
What
I've heard
was-
people say it started even earlier than that.
What was the straw that caused this to go?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
I want to know what kicked it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I-
afraid that, like the not that I know like the one straw, but from what I know of the situation, I'm actually not sure that there's like one exact straw.
Right.
There's never just one. But
Right,
like,
I think it
I
might be,
just want to know where.
Yeah,
did it go
but
from
I
the
also
to the
think
kinetic?
but again, and I would hearken back to like what Shannon was saying. I think the more we try to get into like the whys of things, the deeper we get into like allowing them to misrepresent what we're thinking or saying. And because I don't know if we can actually say like, oh, hey, here's X marks the spot, right, where this thing happened and now we're getting all of this. I actually do think, like, as curious as I am, if there was like one thing, which again, I don't think there was one. I think that it was never. So I personally don't think that Derek or Neil ever really like fundamentally disagreed with Price. I think that they had been talked to by multiple people, men specifically, that they respected and looked up to, that said, yeah, this is super fucked. And so they kind of said, they like fell in line almost. And then at a certain point, for whatever reason, it became either more of a priority or more feasible or more whatever to then go down this path.
I still think it was just the air of the political statements happening right now. I feel like for whatever reason, certain groups believe that they can just come out and play as if nothing in history has ever told us otherwise.
And
it's
I'm
totally
happy to like
fine.
also chat with folks offline about like certain connections that I've seen or that other people have shown me or like whatever between people. And I know I'm being super enigmatic right now, but that's because I don't want to spend the next like 2 months of my life dealing with like absolute horseshit. But yeah, I think like there are definitely like there have been indicators or signs, at least for some of these people or whatever.
It's a grift.
Yeah,
like it's like
Yeah.
that doesn't mean they're in it for the money. It means like there's a very detailed plan that they fell into.
Yeah,
and they're victims of. Like I hate to say that, but in a way, they're victims of this.
Well, I mean,
Like-
do we not already talk about how being in religion in and of itself is
Yeah,
a victim
exactly.
of faith? Yeah. So this is a cult.
Like
it's a cult.
like who's running our the most powerful country in the world right now? People who bitched about being canceled.
yeah,
That's how they got there.
yeah.
They're
And
not,
so now
they're not
we
qualified. They don't know shit about
I was
economics.
bored.
They don't know shit about foreign policy. They don't shit about it. All they had to do was bitch about being canceled, and now they run the fucking world.
I mean,
all you got to do. It's
run our fucking
so
like
easy.
medical piece of the government was like, yeah, you shouldn't come to me for medical advice.
This is a
Oh,
true
yeah.
case. This is a true case
Exactly.
of monkey see, monkey do. This is literally leading by example. If he can do it, then everyone else can.
The guy who's in charge of the entire military said, "I'll quit drinking if I get this job."
And then proceeded to not quit and sent out all the plans on.
I know I have a history of alcoholism, but I'll quit that if you give me this job.
Hedgeworth.
And they fucking gave it to him.
Hegseth, and we got all the plans on fucking.
You don't have to do shit
Telegraph.
now.
There,
to get
there was
that.
the freaking
That's the fucking
journalist in the chat.
At this
Shutting
point,
I
like,
saw, you know what? I saw a TikTok that this is totally just kind of off topic. I saw a TikTok the other day that said if you could replace 5 government officials with Muppets,
any of them. All
I
of
like
them.
the old men. I like the old men who sit in the
The
audience.
first 5, the top 5.
Trump.
so
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie are supposed to be in.
So I
the
would
judicial
replace
branch.
the top 5 with my 5 toes on my bad foot. And we'll have a better outcome.
Big Bird's gonna take RFJ.
Whatever. Like, I feel like if I put up 5 rocks into those positions and like every government official from any other country had to come and talk to rocks, we'd have better odds.
Hey! Wait, hold on a second.
Don't you
I talk to
rock-
rocks.
Yes. Don't you talk bad about rocks.
That's why
Hold on. Time out. Time out. This went too far.
So y'all think rocks are smarter than our government as well. Good. Glad we all agree.
We're on the
I'm getting
same
that.
wavelength.
It's like I immediately got insulted.
Oh, I meant it as a compliment
Leave
to
my
Rob.
geos alone.
I'm aware.
God. I remember how the
America 2025.
National Guard was called to Washington D.C. because of January 6th, and Pete Hegseth was in the National Guard at the time. He was supposed to go there. He was not allowed to go there, and he said he was not allowed to go there because of his Christian tattoos. You remember that?
Yeah.
I was allowed to go there.
Shocking.
Fucking big fucking ass cross on my forearm.
Yeah, sorry. Like, anyone that believed when he said that, I was just like, oh.
90% of the people in the military have have a Christian tattoo.
Like, oh, 2 brain cells.
I have one, and I'm an atheist.
I see.
Like, that's not why you weren't allowed to go. You weren't allowed to go because they discovered that he joined a bunch of these like, extreme right wing groups on Facebook.
And if the military
That's why he
thinks
wasn't
that
allowed
they're
to go.
involved with extreme right wing shit, like, holy moly. Because if the military thinks it's extreme right wing, like, because the military is extreme right wing. So if they think you're like actually extreme, like, I don't even know what to tell you. That's tough.
The,
I hate to be the person
military
to say
is
this.
fucking weird. when
I
it comes to
don't.
this shit, man.
I
Let me
really
tell
don't
you.
want to say this. Military in and of itself right now is
Anyway.
extremely divided. we're entering a stage where I'm not military, so I'm gonna need help, Ricky. There's a phrase that military uses, basically, if you don't believe that your commanding officer is giving you a lawful order. Is that am I on the right track here? Is the lawful order thing? Right. So
yes.
But the thing is, a lot of times, like not barracks, but like units will decide if something is lawful in and of itself. So if it comes down to that, if it really breaks it down to that, a commanding officer might give an order that a third of the group that are far right will follow, and then the others may choose to not. Sure. And the thing is, they can't be disciplined for not following. Which is why, even though we have a right, like it seems like our military is right-leaning, it's only because they're the loudest. It has nothing to do
Sure. It's not like I don't think there's anyone like that's left in the military. I know people. That's not what I mean at all.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify because we're on a recording right now, so I just wanted to.
No, I know, and I agree, but I do think that like our military institution makes it really fucking hard to be anything than outwardly extremely right-leaning, even if inwardly you are not. And that's an institutional problem. But that doesn't mean that I think everyone in the military is this one way. Definitely not.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Vishanti wants to join. So if anybody's willing to sacrifice themselves,
I can pop out. It was really nice seeing everybody.
Michael Beverly,
are you sure? Do you want to stay? I can also go.
Yeah, I can go too.
Both of you go. I have two people who want to come. I didn't kidding.
Okay.
So yes. Okay.
That was a joke. Because
I mean, I was going to say I live in Canada. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. So I mean, I could.
Can I come to Canada?
Do you want to like a kid or like I don't know?
Yeah, can you adopt me?
You guys should also know that list
guys,
is
apparently
already pretty long. So
well, I'm the best. No,
I'm the best.
He is the best.
Thank you.
I could talk to your rocks.
I could talk to your rocks.
Michael Beverly is tempting me.
I could tell you their history. I could tell you their stories.
I can read Hebrew.
So can he. He needs someone that knows something.
I know he can. I know.
Let's hold off on that. We don't have a whole lot of time left.
But if somebody, if there's somebody waiting, I can jump out. So it's good to see you guys. And it's good to see you back, Ricky.
Thanks, man.
Whatever this means, this was nice. So I used to watch your guys' show like every Sunday night. But
really?
Yeah, I did. I think I told you this once. That
you probably didn't. I forgot because I'm dumb.
Your guys' show was my favorite. Whenever I did your show,
don't make me cry.
It was my favorite. No, it's true.
Well, Kip, you have to come on my show now. And fix that. No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I know. Look, Ricky and I are like, don't make eye contact. I can't do this.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
I'm sorry.
You made me cry, and now they're going to use this clip to say that we're all whiny.
Yeah.
Well, Ricky,
so
we've got to start doing discussions. You know.
Maybe do some like over the summer when I'm not in class, we can do some like I don't know bi-monthly thing.
Something. Because
I'm probably not going to do it on my own, but I would love to do like a bi-monthly like get together or like chat or just I don't know.
Yeah, I think that'd be very cool.
Count me in.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
You know what?
But
we could do like a group forum discussion, like a tabletop discussion thing. I like that idea.
Let's go. Yeah. We can.
Is Vish waiting to get on?
Yes, Vish is
So she's like way better than me. Anyway.
Also, I didn't know Vishanti like modded and like edited your show, but like props to you for getting her to do that.
Listen. Vishanti's amazing. And everyone should listen to her.
Agree.
But I'm gonna go. See you guys.
Bye, Kip.
Love you, man. Talk to you later.
Oh my god.
No camera.
Firefox isn't playing nice with my webcam.
Oh.
Korea, I'm gonna
I
boot
don't.
you out.
I don't see
because
myself.
Michael Beverly has a baby, and I want to see it. I'm sorry.
Sorry, who has a baby?
I love you, but
No, it's okay. That's totally cool. I gotta say a bunch of shit. So, I love everyone. Bye.
Freya.
So good to see you.
Betty,
I'm still tearing up from.
Hey, everybody.
what the fuck is that?
Yeah, baby.
Hey, baby.
He's probably only good for
Oh,
5
It's an
minutes.
actual baby.
I'm also usually only good for 5 minutes.
Hey, everybody.
It's a whole ass human baby. Hello,
I
child.
love babies.
So Steven's coming since Ricky's in an apologetic mood. Steven's coming for his apology because Ricky hurt his feelings with his big head comment.
Oh no.
It made him cry.
It's okay. All babies have big heads. I do
I know.
Miguel.
My nickname
Yeah.
as a child was
Melon
Melonhead. Okay, I
too. I
understand.
had a big head and I was bald until I was like 2. So
Yeah,
don't
he
worry.
does have he's got a funny looking head. It's totally
All
fine.
babies do.
He wasn't really
Michael.
he's looking around. No, look, you're on the screen, buddy.
Hey, as long as their head
Got a
isn't
little
really
wrinkles,
flat in the
wrinkles.
back,
I want to pinch
I'm
it.
not worried. That
He's
means you
so
leave
cute,
him in
I
the
wanted
car
to
seat
chomp
for
it.
way too long.
Oh yeah, no, it's actually pretty good shape because he was a C-section.
Oh.
But he does have his sperm daddy. I have a picture of his sperm daddy at the same age, and they both have identical. They look like twins. So
This is weirder.
yeah, he's a Brit, and his head is like way bigger than
weirder.
it. But he turned out
The red coats are coming.
yeah, he's super.
Nice.
The sperm donor for him is tall and handsome, unlike his legal daddy who loves him. Oh buddy.
Oh, he's gonna eat
What,
you.
what do you
Oh my
think?
god, I want to
Yeah.
smooch him so bad. Oh my
I
god.
know.
I ain't kissed him a million times. Anyways, I won't stay long, but I want to give my support. I've been on so many of these. I've been watching so many of these, and you all know I love you all, and I'm, everybody knows what I'm about that knows my channel. I'm supportive. I'm open to anybody. I'm trying to platform people that don't have platforms or have little platforms or don't have a voice. I'm always open for that. And as I said in the last time, whoa, somebody hit us.
Sorry, that was my bad.
No worries.
Just blame the baby.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Blow up this diaper.
I have a special spot in my heart for Chrissy because her and I
Hell yeah.
live streamed the day that I saw him the first time on the ultrasound. So I had to message Chrissy and say, we're going to be late. Traffic's bad, but don't cancel. We're still going to do our stream together. I just saw my little baby, he's like a peanut size, and heard the heartbeat. And I was in tears that day. And it was such a special day. So I've reached out to her through this whole thing, and her and I will do some streaming our shows together, maybe in a couple months. Anyways, sorry about that. Anyways, it's all good, and I love my baby, and I love this community, and I just was so hurt by all the stuff that happened, and I want to be supportive and just put it out there. Hey, baby, say goodbye to everybody.
I'm just gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it now. That baby, cuter than Jesus, baby. Done.
You're cuter than Jesus.
Is that the baby we're gonna eat?
How would you know?
Yeah, that's the cookout. Baby is cookout. You want to read the main course?
Oh,
well,
Baby.
he's ever going to be famous because he's the one that got Kip spot, huh? Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god!
God, I love babies.
Is that baby taking jobs too?
Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Before I start
Michael,
figuring out how to undo my
time offline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anybody, I'm easy to get a hold of, and I'm always available. Bye, everybody.
Be safe, be good, enjoy your baby. Bye, baby.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, I wrote this down because towards the beginning of the stream, I took an edible out of solidarity.
Yes, my
No.
dear.
You've been waiting patiently, Bashanti. The floor is yours.
I wish I had done this too. Now I feel bad.
Okay, yeah, so I wrote it down just in case the THC molecules start acting fools, and they likely will. Okay, this is something I've talked to some of the male scholars like behind the scenes in the last few days, but I think it also bears repeating just to the general atheist community, but specifically like the white dudes. Y'all need to stop being so duped by nice.
Yeah.
You walk through life as white men with just the default assumption of good faith. It's the water that you swim in, so you rarely notice it.
Yep.
And as you have unfortunately learned, bigots and
No lies
shit-eaters,
detected.
they have learned how to be nice. It doesn't mean that they're not like bigots and shit heels. They're just being nice to you, another white guy. So you don't, and you can't kind of see how they're, bigoted and shitty to other people who aren't you. So when there's folks going, yo, the vibes are off, or red flags, or he's sus, listen to them, because they're not swimming in the same water and they pick it up. Usually before most of y'all do so.
That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
Don't even know you're in the water.
Like, I think that, how do I phrase this? I think it's important for folks who have been swimming in it and not recognizing it, like when they do recognize it, I would hate for them to feel like they're rejected in some way.
Good night, Kristen.
Because like it's very hard to be like living as even as a white person, right? You like live for a long time and you just don't see certain things, and then you learn about those things and you kind of have a choice. You can like wallow and think like poor me in some way.
I just want to point out, just because this is me just being petty as shit. Just because you're white doesn't mean you're gonna live a long time.
Right. Exactly.
Sorry, did I say something?
Lifestyle.
Different conversation, Nat.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, did I imply that? I'm sorry.
I know where you're going.
No, but it's good. Yeah, Jess is right. I'm very much on that team as well. Like if somebody goes, oh snap, I just saw the water, or I'm conscious of the water, you go, you know what? Hey, welcome to the party. Join us, because we don't come out of the womb knowing this stuff. So if somebody learns it, be like, hey, welcome to the club. You know.
But I also
then,
when I share enough information with someone that I'm like, this is very clear, then I also don't have a lot of sympathy on that other end when they just don't want to engage with it because it doesn't like work for them. So like I have a lot of empathy for someone that's like, oh shit, yeah, I had a lot of wrong thoughts or whatever. Cause like I did too.
I agree.
And then like started to figure it out and learned from a lot of people and went through a lot of discomfort and like is still working through shit. Like I'm by no means a perfect person, right? Like, but it really matters how you handle going from that, like, this is the environment I was raised in, and then like I met with some friction. Okay, now what's coming on the other end? Because what's coming on the other end is either you're doubling down or you're learning.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
my
it.
dad.
Down,
my dad had a lot of little sayings. Some of them were original, but most weren't. And he was very fond of saying, if you're green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you're rotten.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, that's cute. And now that I'm a grown up, I kind of think about that sometimes. And I'm like, oh,
Makes sense.
No.
That wasn't just some kitschy Hallmark saying, oh man, that's a little too real.
Because I mean, growth, this is not like profound by any means, but like growth is a process, not a destination. Yeah. So like we all should be growing from here till forever. And honestly, that implies a lot of discomfort, unfortunately.
And humility, which is vulnerable, and that's scary.
Which is also super unfair. Again, shout out to Dr. Kip. I don't think he got enough recognition for what he was saying. No hate on him. I just like really appreciated what he was saying. But yeah.
I got to hear that
right now. Like watching a friend. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the support role sometimes, like, we all are in each other's group chats and stuff. So it's not just like one of my friends going through stuff. It's like multiple friends. So I feel like I've been a far enough distance away to be a support role for them, because I'm not currently like overwhelmed with the whole situation.
Yeah. Also, Vishanti, can you send me your number?
Yeah, I
Hey,
thought I
Adri.
had
It's a-
Rabbi Hona do it, but
You may
All
have.
right, I didn't
Also,
see your message
I
address.
forgot. Also, AJ, ways to human. I just saw your message on Facebook, and so glad you sent it. Love it.
I know. I'm like, I was like, I've seen your face before.
Yeah, my face has been around.
Thank
for
you,
better-
Derek. Thank you for connecting us.
Thank you.
For his best,
Not in a
right?
weird way, you guys.
Yeah, in a
Why not?
weird
Mike
way.
is weird.
Or in a okay, that's fine. Or in a
you
weird
know
way.
what I just realized? Are we proving him wrong by having most of the women cause all the ruckus on the street?
Oh my god, am I the only
This seems
man
like a
on here right
bias.
now?
This is
Don't
perfect.
attack me, please.
It's the
Anybody.
women.
I'm a fragile fuck.
Yeah, well, are you worried that some of us maybe? You know
I'm
what?
so concerned I'm going to be attacked and canceled.
Ricky,
right
we're
now.
too powerful, but simultaneously weak and fragile.
Yeah.
We're
Are
like,
you
Well,
worried
I'm
that-
only
Goodbye,
doing
white
this because
man.
I've bent the
Yes.
knee. I've surrendered.
Oh, he has
I've
bent
been-
the
I've
knee.
been told this. You've bent the knee and surrendered to the woke
Let's
moment.
fucking go,
That's
girl.
the only reason I'm.
All these estrogen
All right,
flowing
whatever.
over here.
No.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
bent the knee.
all
Y'all
the
have bent the
estrogen.
knee. If you have not bent the knee, then get off the stream. What can I say?
Oh, Ricky,
not
I'm
my-
bending as
for
we
you.
speak.
This is the new rule. So
I'm just
Ricky,
on my
lucky
knees.
for
You
you,
guys
I'm
don't
like
even
an
know.
I
anarchist.
got bad knees.
So,
I'm sorry.
welcome to the
Not
commune.
happening.
I can't hear anyone, but that sounds great.
I
Sure.
already got to use my knees enough for work. I'm not doing it anymore outside of work.
Fair enough. Fair
Can't
enough.
do
That's
it.
what she said.
Fair.
That's what my wife said that she said. I didn't say that.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Right. What did your wife say?
that's correct.
Okay, I don't know what that.
I feel like we need Kitty right now. We need a cat to distract
Oh, wait,
them
hold on, I
from
just-
the whole.
When you were talking about being on your knees for work, my wife was like, "That's what she said," and I was like, "That's what she said."
Rachel would say
I mean,
that.
that's what my wife
I'm talking
said.
about archaeology and playing in water and streams.
Yes.
Technology and
Is that what the kids
Does that
call it
cat
these
shoot
days?
lasers?
Look
Kitty.
at
Kitty.
Kitty. Look at Kitty.
Okay, sorry,
Distraction
Kitty.
cat.
I'm sorry. I love you. I
Quick
love you.
distraction cat.
I love you.
Is
Sorry.
the baby one hers?
This me? Is my baby? Yes, I birthed him. No.
Oh.
Was it a natural birth or a C-section?
It was a
God,
feline
Can you
section.
imagine the hairballs?
You had
That
to
would
fit one
be
egg.
He is
He was-
so indignant because he was like dead ass asleep in my pillow, and I just like wrenched him over here, and he's looking at me like, "The fuck is wrong with you?"
What?
Yes.
Goodbye. I'm leaving. Anyways,
You want me to DM you on Discord? What do you want me to do? To send you mine.
oh,
So.
yes, you can do it on Discord, and then I will
Yeah, Pat.
actually go there for once.
Okay.
There's Pat.
Pat,
Be quiet until
I
I
wanna
talk
hear
about
about
getting on my
archaeology.
knees and playing in
That's
the
been
dirt.
here earlier.
I'm like wanting to be like, I'll sign off so Pat can sign on, but I'm also like wanting to talk to Pat. So
I was gonna say, I was about to
I'm
close.
starting to get sleepy, so
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm
not
all
going
done
to take any
now.
more guests.
Okay, I love you all. Bye-bye.
Unfortunately,
Bye,
I wasn't picking any. I didn't say it was ending it now.
oh dang, okay,
Where'd you
well,
go?
Got it.
Jesus.
let him on then. Dang,
Sheesh.
really out here.
You know, Pat and I
Ugh.
haven't had a good conversation in a while.
I haven't talked to Pat in forever. I miss him.
So my neighbor told me she has 4 newborn kittens that are being bottle fed, and she was like, "Do you want to come like bring your kid and like teach him how to bottle feed?" I was like, "Yes, thanks. I'll come too." Like I was like, "I'm coming too."
Like,
My
sure,
kid is
what did
14, so could go by themselves, but I was like, "No, I'm coming too."
I just want to pet some cats.
Sweet.
I would have had the same reaction.
I want to pet
Yeah.
cats. Yes, I will
I
come.
was like, "Can I feed them at my house? And can you go away and let me keep them forever?"
Yeah, and never bother me ever again. Okay, perfect. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Right. I have one that I bottle fed when she was a baby, but she's 5 now, so it was a while back.
Do I have your phone number? I feel like I should have your phone number. Hold on.
I don't.
I do. Oh, I'm a bad friend.
Who's talking?
Naughty, naughty.
I'm bad. Well, you can ask Ricky. I go months without talking to him sometimes, and then we talk for like 3 hours straight.
Oh, I just felt like that was like
Cool.
ADHD.
Yeah.
That's just how I am, though.
That's how relationships go.
But like that's just kind of how like these online friendships where it's like, hey, call me if you need anything. It can be
Yeah.
tomorrow. It can be a year from now.
That's
Like,
exactly how
I know
pick
you
up
guys.
on what I
friendships
thought.
are that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you
You
guys.
have
are
your own
cool.
life. Just call me, when you think about me. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
get
mean,
it.
if I lived down the street, I'd come over all the time, but I don't. So
Yeah.
Real world.
Real world for real.
that sucks.
Hey,
But, yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but Dadpool dressed up like a Viking like 2 weekends back.
No, I didn't see that.
No idea what you're talking about.
Where's Pat? And why isn't he in the chat? Pat?
He decided to join Nerdy Talk for a little bit. And
Yeah, I'm not bringing more people in the chat right now. We're gonna end things here shortly.
Okay.
No,
Ish.
fair enough.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
did dress up like
hosting.
a Viking. I don't know if I can find the picture.
I was gonna say, there's a few pictures of you. You want to know who is in no pictures at all from the whole gathering? Me.
You?
I'm not in a single goddamn photo.
What the hell? I hate when that happens.
What the hell?
What the hell?
There it is.
A screen share.
Oh, Ricky,
All right,
Ricky did a good job. He had a great outfit. He did good.
Nice.
I'm gonna sign off. This is a lovely
You can
chat.
work on
Thank you all for this.
Don't leave yet.
It genuinely means
Wait.
so much. Like,
Not
thank you
leave.
for this
You have to have
support.
a reaction.
We love you.
I love y'all.
Let's
And
see.
let's talk soon.
Yes.
That's
Can
awesome.
There it is.
we figure out how to
Great
freaking
fit.
chat?
Was it
Toodles,
sharing?
Jess. Talk soon.
No, I didn't. It was fine.
Love y'all. Night.
Bye.
Yay.
Oh my
This one.
goodness.
Where was that from? Were you at the Renaissance Fair or something? Or you throwing axes?
Can you see it now?
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's
We can see it.
That the layout's weird. It didn't.
So
Usually-
there is an
usually it comes
event.
down here like an invite.
There's an
that
event
is a
that
cool
happens.
outfit though.
Yeah,
I
so
approve.
there's an event that happens near me that was organized by a TikToker named Norse Forged, who is a buddy of ours, who has, like, we played D&D with forever ago, and he has this event that's called The Gathering, and it's like the gathering of nerds, and it's really TikTok focused, which, like, when TikTok, died for a very short amount of time,
It
we were all really
was.
worried that we were going to lose the gathering, and but like it's been happening twice a year since 2023. And it originated with our D&D group way back in the day.
Sweet.
Like 20.
This is one of my side arcs.
2021.
That,
But yeah, so we all met up and we were like, how cool would it be if we just got a bunch of us together? And now there's like 5,000 strong and growing.
Oh, wow. That's
Wow,
awesome.
Yeah.
that's
And
awesome.
it's basically a Ren fair, but also LARP, but also D&D, but also Magic the Gathering, but also like TikTok creators, and also like
Love
a
it.
massive just gathering of weirdos.
yeah,
Nerds and yeah.
it's
And
it's
you
the
know
only thing I live for these days. Like, the only reason I don't take myself out is because of the gathering.
Stop.
Like,
So
it's like, oh, I'm so fucking done with this planet, but wait, I got to get to the next.
oh, God.
Fuck. All right, I guess I'll hold off on that.
Yeah, so this was like it's been a thing that's been going on for a while, and it was really cool to finally get Ricky down to come to one of the big events instead of just like our original like 90s sleepover, which was fun, which
I
was a
can't
total
go-
thing that
I
happened.
can't go last year's and the years before that.
You did, yeah. It was just the first one that you got to be out. Well, this was our first one outdoors.
This is the one where I wasn't a creator
Yeah, you got
because
to.
I hadn't
Yeah.
really made content. Because last year I was like a creator where people could come up and like meet and take pictures
Meet and
and
greets.
whatever. This time I was just like I was security for the creators. I'm like, cool. And yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was really cool seeing
Awesome.
Ricky recently dress up like a nerd. It was awesome.
We all need to get together again. I miss the AA Con crew.
Where is AA happening? I say it like AA Con, not AA, but AA Con.
We didn't go last year because it was like in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Didn't it just pass though? I think like a
Yeah,
couple
it
weeks ago?
happened in.
Yeah, I think I saw Seth Andrews posting about
This
it.
year it's not going to be an Easter or not going to be Easter weekend.
It's not.
When is it going to be?
You didn't tell me that.
I don't know the exact dates. It's going to be somewhere around Easter, but it's not going to be on Easter weekend.
Well, it
Where
should
is
go
this?
one day, 'cause I'm sure
Is that because people are called?
Yeah, but I haven't looked it up yet. Just saying.
Atheist causing too many disturbances.
Oh, because we exist.
Troublemakers.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, go cry.
Yeah, it's in
He was
DC,
upset.
so we'll be there.
it's an hour and a half from our house.
Where is this?
The
Where's
American
it?
Atheist Commission in DC.
Yeah. It's in DC this
Oh,
year.
it's in DC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
I don't know the exact dates, so
nice.
I don't even.
Well, someone's going.
Yeah, look it up. You know how the internet.
Maybe we should pick up Nerds and Heresy again and go for a year and be like creators at AACon again.
Oh, that would be cool.
Are any of you going to NanoCon in July?
No.
No.
Then Nashville, Nano's
No.
convention. No.
I-
Okay. I'm trying to go. It's like some really cool.
I hear so many good things
Hours
about
for
it.
me.
There's so many conventions I want to go to, but
It's
I can't
really
because I have a legion of children.
Well, I'm working with them, so I'm a little biased.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Understood.
But
All
it's
right,
gonna be
guys,
so fun.
I'm gonna have to wrap this up.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
let's do
My
it.
wife is
I'm
signaling
ready
me
for
that
bed.
it's time to go to bed.
We appreciate you hosting this
Fun
for us.
seeing everybody. Oh God, I'm like tearing up because it was just really nice to see everybody. It's been
Yeah, it was
so
really cool to
This
meet
was
you
fun.
guys.
And
Yeah.
real quick,
Well, I know Ryan. I've seen Ryan before.
yeah.
He's gonna be on
Um,
my show soon.
real quick, words are hard.
Real quick.
Let me take a drink so I can talk easier.
Where do y'all chat at? Is there a Discord where people like I'm on like 5?
I
10,
don't. We don't
20
really chat
Discords.
anywhere.
Well, God damn
We
it!
just
Can
kinda,
y'all
like,
figure it
talk
out?
every
The
now and then.
atheist
I
call,
talked to
the
Ricky
call,
and
I
he
know
tells me
this
what's going
call.
on.
We need to get better at organizing. That's the message here.
Yes. Can we please somehow,
Um,
somewhere, somebody
right.
tell me where?
Real quick, let me deliver a closing message before I end things. I know these are really dark, confusing times. I know a lot of people are hurting. It's not fun. It's not okay. But this is the world we live in, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it.
Mm-mm.
So dig in, fight the fight. And I really do think we're going to be okay.
As long as we don't stay
I
silent.
really do. I genuinely believe that we're going to be fine. We're going to unite around each other. And we're going to be even stronger than we were before. It's already happening. So I know it hurts. It's confusing. It's weird, but try not to worry too much about it. We're going to be okay. We really are.
Thanks, Ricky.
Gotcha. All right. Love you guys. I'm in the
Love you
stream.
all.
I look forward to hanging out with y'all again.
We're going to.
Soon.
Absolutely. Hey.
Kudos.
How do I even end a stream now? They changed everything.
Find the button.
There it is.
No.
Any minute now.